You are listening to a Pod Bros exclusive.
Hey now, everybody. We are back and live, brand new episode, Take Aim Outdoor Podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Brandon Hammond, and super excited to have one of the biggest stars on earth, Big Willie style, Will Smith, the guy from Men in Black, on the show today. How you doing, Will?
That's a great intro, as inaccurate as it is.
I apologize. Every time I think of Big Willie style, I think of you and Will Smith at the same time, and the urge just took over.
You know, we have a lot in common. We're both tall, handsome black guys with great acting careers, so I can understand how you would think that.
Yeah, totally. So, but in all seriousness, Will is the man behind Natural Born Hunter podcast, and Will has the exciting news of sharing a special something called Train to Hunt coming to this side of the nation for the first time. So, what's up, Will? How you doing?
Yeah, not much. Very excited. I am the Train to Hunt race director for the Baden, PA event, which I believe you're doing, right?
Plan is right now I'm doing, as long as I don't pull a hip or a hamstring.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's right. Take 2 Advil, right?
Exactly. You'll be good. You'll be good. And it's July 16th and 17th. For those who are interested in doing for those who don't know, Train to Hunt is a 2-day competition, and the first day is a hunter-style 3D course, which is different from your normal 3D courses in that you have, instead of just judging and shooting at unknown yardage, you have to do special things like hold your bow back for like 30 seconds to represent, like, if you get busted, and you can't move, whether it's an elk or a deer or something. And then some are kneeling, some are seated, some have you drawn back from where you can't see the target and kind of walking up to a flag to where you can see it and shooting there. There's 2 arrows in 10 seconds, which is to represent like a follow-up shot. If maybe you make a shot and it turns out it wasn't ideal. Sometimes whitetail are known to jump some strings and may go somewhere you don't want to go, and bam, you got to get another one off. It's just to really challenge your archery skills, your bow hunting skills. And the second half of the day, you do what's called a simulated meat pack event, which is basically you line up on a line like against 4 or 5 other dudes or ladies, depending on what division you're in. And you have, for the open division, men, it's 100 pounds, and then I think it drops like 20 pounds each division. And you load it in your pack and you race. Course will be like a mile or so long, give or take, depending on the end of each event. And then second day is the Train to Hunt Challenge course, which is closest I can put it is it's like a Spartan race, and you take your bow. You go to a station, you perform a physical challenge, then you take a shot at a 3D target, and then you keep going. And you get points awarded or points penalized based on how good or bad your shooting is.
So I know we kind of skimmed over it a little bit, but this has gone on for, do you know how many years now, Will?
I think this is the
third year?
Third year. I think this is the 3rd year. I'm not exactly sure because there was some when the competition was around, but it wasn't like this. So I'm just going to go and say it's the 3rd year, and if somebody else is like, no, it's not, maybe it's not.
And the other thing is it has primarily only been on the west side of the nation, on the west side of the Mississippi, so pretty exciting for us to get this Train to Hunt on this part of the coast, so to speak.
Oh, definitely. It's time for the Beast Coast to represent, as I like to say, show them what we're made of on this side of the Mississippi. The guys out west have been having all the fun with this competition, and it's time for us to go out there and show them what we're made of.
Now, tell me a little bit, Will, about the venue itself in PA. Is Is there elevation there? What are we looking for as the course itself, and that hopefully kind of leads us into somewhat of some of the training we should be doing?
Well, the course is, there's going to be hills. Let's put it this way. There's no way I'm going to set up a course that won't have some hills in it. So there's going to be some hills. Other than that, it's your typical hardwoods environment you see here in the Northeast. It's in western PA, kind of near the Ohio border there, and it's at the Ambridge Sportsman's Club. That's AMBRIDGE Sportsman's Club, and there's going to be indoor places to go, so you don't have to worry about where you're going to go to the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. But as far as what you should expect for training is, if you're going into the men's open class, we'll use that for an example, you should be able to move at a pretty good click with 100 pounds on your back. I recently did an episode for YouTube, I think it's up there, talking about the meat pack, and I had Gabe Krell, who's really well known for doing well in the meat pack event, head out and do a mile on a track. So, we could kind of give people a goal to shoot for, and he ran a sub 10-minute mile with 100 pounds. So that kind of gives you an idea of what some of these guys who have been doing it for a while can do and are capable of. So you definitely want to get out there and get some miles under your legs. The typical straight up gym style bodybuilding training is not going to help you that much, unfortunately. You really want to get those miles on to be successful, and do some high intensity training mixed in there. A lot of people do interval training, where they do sprints till they've reached their maximum capacity. Then we'll throw in burpees, things like that. The 5 physical challenges, I believe, are 6. It's a tire drag, a burpees, backpack get up, ground to shoulder, and step ups. So it's nothing too technical. You don't have to be a CrossFit Games athlete to come in and have a good time and be successful.
For some reason, I believe that's a lie, Will.
I mean, all right, I guess it depends on what you consider success.
When you tell me somebody runs a 10-minute mile with 100 pounds on their back, that dude is jacked to the gills, and he's moving. I couldn't run a 10-minute mile right now if I had a cheetah chasing me.
He's only 160-something pounds, too.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. He's an animal. But, shooting plays into a lot of it. A lot of these guys, I'm going to tell you right now, like Phil Mendoza, who co-hosts The Natural Born Hunter with me, he is shooting every day, and he's shooting a lot, and he's practicing skills, and he's practicing drills. He's not going to get there and hope he makes, the 10 ring. He knows when he gets that line, he's getting in the 10 ring.
I heard he's barely even a good shot. That's Phil.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah, barely. Yeah.
I kick his ass on a bad day, but.
Well, that's cool. Well, I know there's a bunch of exciting things coming. It's what's neat about it is I've looked over the format. I've looked, at the traintohunt.com guys, and I've looked over the format, and it really has evolved to wanting to be a better predator, if you ask me, Will. And this format for this competition really empathizes with the name. It is exactly a train to hunt deal. Like, you will be a better hunter. You're going to use movements like hunting and do all these and items and takeaways really from hunting, which I think is amazing. We're not going to be practicing golf swings. I'll put it that way.
No, it's you hit the nail on the head. I know myself from being a trained to hunt competitor that it's taken my hunting and confidence level in the woods up 100%. I have made 2 years ago, I made an extremely difficult shot on a doe, and I had 100% confidence in the shot because of the training and all the practicing I had been doing for Train to Hunt. And, it was like, we'll put it this way. Anyone who's been in the big woods and some hardwoods, or even, I guess, softwoods for that matters, knows how hard it can be to thread some needles between the branches, slipping your arrow between some leaves or branches, what have you. And I had about a 4-inch window. There's maybe, I'm losing light, and I didn't have much time. Last day I can use my doe tag. So it took one step, kill zone presents itself, boom, thread that needle, let the arrow go. Perfect shot. It dropped, man, maybe 20 yards later, still in the soybean field. And this year, I did a 60-ish yard. It was just short of 60-yard shot, kneeling from behind a downed tree and on that same field. And the only way this would have been possible is through the rigorous amount of training for Train to Hunt.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, and I think it's super cool that it's that realistic, and you took away from that all the way to hunting season some of those items, and you honestly felt like that helped you. I think that's really encouraging for guys wanting to just be a better hunter, and not having to come and show up and say, I'm going to blow everybody out of the water. I want to win. I'm kind of looking forward to it as, every day. It's bizarre, Will. Like, my mind, all I think about is bow hunting. And every day I'm thinking, like, how can I improve this, or how can I improve that? Like, that's just nonstop on the brain. I think it's so cool to hear you have a little testimony like that.
Yeah, and it's not just me. I'm just one of many guys who I hear talk like that. I would love to see statistics of the success rate people have who do Train to Hunt. I mean, yeah, you are going to draw from an already pretty committed field of hunter, which is the other thing. If you come to a Train to Hunt event, you're going to be surrounded by just an amazing community of people, just great people, and they're all passionate hunters who are doing it, I'll say, the right way, even though, right way, wrong way, I don't judge people's hunting styles, but you're going to be surrounded by just great, amazing hunters. And a lot of guys have actually made hunting partners through these events.
So it's like a marriage made in heaven.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, if you're a diehard bow hunter and you are a little bit interested in fitness, you can do this event and have a great time. If you're really into fitness and a little bit into bow hunting, you'll have a great time at this event. It gives you a goal and a bar to set for yourself to push your archery and bow hunting skills, especially the fitness side, farther than you probably would have before.
Now, I mean, just hypothetically speaking, Will, if I was to see you at this event, I was like, there's some stuff that guy has going on that I have going on. We both like pro wrestling.
Yep. Yes, we do.
If for some reason I thought it was, just in the moment, the heat of the moment, I wanted to compliment, like, your gorgeous ginger beard. I mean, are these things that would smooth you up, or I could be like, hey, you wanna hunt sometime? I mean, is that how I get the foot in the door?
Definitely. Although I've shaven the beard down to about a 5 o'clock shadow. Once winter's over, spring starts, the beard's gone. But definitely, talk about wrestling, the glory days, if you will. And actually today, I'll be fairly easy to recognize because I just saw 511 put out a tactical kilt that comes in Cryptic Highlander. Have you seen this?
I only saw it because I saw your post today.
Have you seen that? I think I'm going to do some strongman competitions this year. I'm doing Train to Hunt, and I'll probably do a CrossFit competition or two. And I'm thinking that kilt's going to be my official uniform for all these competitions, really get some mileage out of it.
I think that's a good idea. Do you know offhand, just because I've never, I can't say I've stuck my hand up a kilt or felt one, what kind of material do you think the one's made out of the Cryptek?
I can tell you exactly what kind of material these fine kilts are made out of. I believe it is 6.14 ounce polyester / cotton tack-light ripstop fabric with triple stitching at the seams and major stress points, reinforced slant pockets, interchangeable TDU style cargo pockets, size for AR magazines, belt loops size for 1 in 70. Well, I guess it'd be a 1 3/4 operator belt, mounted T-rings with a Teflon finish. And I only know that because I had it pulled up because I was pretty sure I'm going to order that today.
That is classic. You would almost think we rehearsed that part, but that is hilarious that you had all that info handy.
I have 2 monitors and it's on the other monitor, so that was really easy for me. That was the easiest question yet. In Cryptek Highlander, of course.
Of course, which is a very sweet pattern, by the way. And I saw that picture today. I was like, that is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen.
Right? I mean, I would not have thought people are looking for tactical kilts, but, I guess until you make it, you don't really know what need is out there for it.
That's right. You don't. So now we know. I mean, there's definitely a market for it. So.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Is there anything?
So, what's your training looking like? I know you're doing this event. What do you have up your sleeve?
Actually, nothing right now because I'm still kind of nursing this. I have like a really bad tendonitis in my right arm, and it is not going away. And I know Will gave me some advice to go see the doctor, and I haven't done that yet. So I'm not going to lie, I'm behind schedule right now, which is unfortunate. I am doing
I always say
a couple
push
miles
it as hard as you
a day.
can. Yeah.
But my lifting or HIIT training that I like to call it is definitely slowed down to very few function movements that doesn't hurt. So I don't know. It's just depressing. It's kind of depressing time right now when you are healthy and then you're not healthy. You definitely you miss what you don't have. That's for sure.
So what are you going to do to get that taken care of?
I'm going to keep – I don't know. It's not working what I'm doing, so.
That's a terrible answer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been doing everything you should be doing. I'm taking some anti-inflammatories. I'm resting it. The next step is I'm going to have to make a designated regimen to ice and heat, or heat in the morning, ice at night, and see if that helps. So, but it's hard to do. Yeah, everything short of being at the doctor's and getting a cortisone shot, which is. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they're going to give me, and I know that is just a cover-up to mask the pain. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, it is. It's not going to heal me, so I'm just trying to get it healed naturally before masking the pain. So when you mask the pain, especially an athletic person or a sports person, all you're doing is say, all right, I can go do this, and then, I mean, it's just a matter of time before you make something worse and you end up having some kind of permanent damage, which I don't want.
Huh.
So
that is true. You definitely don't want to injure anything more than it's already injured.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of no-brainer, but I know a lot of people don't necessarily know. I've heard people say good things about cortisone, like, oh, I've had, 2 shots and it totally, got rid of it. But what people don't understand is when they're doing that, the doctor gave them a regimen to still take anti-inflammatory, to still rest it, and it could be just a combination of everything. It's not necessarily the cortisone. You know what I mean? So, but if it does not improve here, by April 20th, my wife has already said, you've got to go do something. So that's the plan, because it sucks not even being able to lift a grocery bag. That's just like very unmanly.
Yeah, you might have a problem if you can't lift a grocery bag.
Yeah. So, but beyond that, I'm doing some interval cardio stuff every day, trying to amp up, because cardio is my kryptonite. I just have a hard time running on a treadmill, a hard time just grinding through the endless motion of running. I just hate it. So, I don't mind doing short bursts. So I've been doing that stuff and sticking with the stuff I'm good at, and trying to, just find enjoyment in doing 100-yard sprints, walk quarter mile, do a 100-yard sprint, and run uphill, just doing a bunch of, little stuff like that, just trying to, get over that hump of just hating it so bad.
Mm-hmm. A big part of the event, and a lot of guys say this, is your legs and lungs. That's what it comes down to a lot of the time.
Yeah, I could see that 100%. I definitely see it being, I mean, majority of this event, you're right, Will, let's not lie to anybody. It's going to be 90% of your legs, 90% of your lungs, 10% everything else.
That's how I look at it. If you can comfortably carry that heavy weight, in the meat pack, you should be fine cardio-wise or endurance-wise for the actual challenge course. So you can really kind of kill two birds with one stone by focusing a little more on that, getting your legs up to par. The amount of push-ups you can do or sit-ups, you really only have to do, I think, 15 of each exercise, which that's not too much.
No, that should be nothing for anybody. So, I know we didn't really get to talk about this, Will, but before we get off another tangent, where can guys find out or register for the event itself? I assume the Train to Hunt website, but especially for the PA site.
Yes.
Where can they register? And is there any info out there about travel, lodging, that sort of stuff, directions?
There is okay, so first start off with heading on over to traintohunt.com, and then you'll click on the challenge events tabs, and you'll see event information, and you'll see registration, right? So for all the information on the event, you'll go to the left side. To actually register for this event, you'll go down to the Train to Hunt Challenge, Pennsylvania, July 16th and 17th. That's the event. And it'll bring you up to a page that has your little Google map and an address and the name of the club and a register now button. So we do not have the lodging and all that stuff up there yet, but I'm working with the guys on the club about getting that up there, as I live in upstate New York, which it's a pretty good ways from this actual event, but I'm going to be leaning a lot on those guys who run the club, and they're helping me get lodging and all that sorted out. But that will be up there probably by May.
Perfect. Well, guys, I mean, like, if you didn't get the grasp of this Train to Hunt, I mean, everybody's heard of a Tough Mudder. It's a Tough Mudder without the mud, designed for bow hunters. So, I mean, if you can picture a Tough Mudder in your head, you got the grasp on what we're talking about today. And the bottom line, Will, is start getting in shape for it, for all us guys on this side of the Mississippi. It's getting close.
Yeah, just have fun with it. Get some buddies into it. I think having people to train with makes it so much easier to do as well than being out there hacking it by yourself all the time, because I train a lot solo, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind a solid training partner.
Yeah, that's a huge help. I mean, it's a huge help when you have somebody that can hold you accountable and push you, So if you have that, it's a great recipe. And, if not, I know there's a bunch of guys out there that are solo guys and they have that kind of willpower to begin with. So, but if you don't find somebody, man, it's a great way to strive to make that effort to, get to that kind of fitness level that will really help you guys for this event.
Yeah, and if anyone has any questions, you can contact me on Facebook, whether it's my personal page or the Natural Born Hunter page, or traintohunt.com or the Facebook page there. Just hit us up. Everyone's more than happy to help people out.
Yeah, and likewise, if anybody wants to reach out to me for the event, I will get you guys the answers or pass you along to Will or somebody that can get the answer I can't get you. So with that being said, you got anything else, Will?
Nah, man, just, check out the Natural Born Hunter podcast, sign up for an event, come out, see what it's all about. And if for some reason, you're injured or you just don't feel like competing, you can always come and volunteer for the event. We just love to have people out there, some like-minded souls gathering at the event.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. And again, Will, thanks for being on the show today, man. And I look forward to helping out in the event and helping to get people to sign up for the event as well. And hopefully we make the guys on the West Coast jealous.
Heck yeah, man. You're welcome. Thank you for having me on.
All right. Guys and girls, as you know, we're live every Tuesday on the Outdoor Podcast channel and podbros.com. iTunes every Tuesday as well. Leave us a 5-star review if you would. Take the time. It really helps to get the show out to others. And that's it. We'll see you guys down the trail next week.